The best OLED TVs of 2023 deliver beautiful image quality thanks to the self-lightening pixels that define the technology. These allow for rich, precise contrast for HDR in a way that LCD TVs just can't match. But this technology has always come at a high price in the past. But now you can find excellent cheap OLED TVs too. This means that the best OLED TVs offer incredibly cinematic picture quality that brings far more detail in dark areas than you get from LCD TVs, and with stark contrast between light and dark to match laser projections of movie theaters today. That's why the likes of Sony and LG use it for their high-end TVs, and even Samsung, a long-term holdout, is finally in the OLED game as of 2023. It's become so ubiquitous at this point that now we're starting to see variations on OLED in the form of new QD OLED TVs coming from Samsung and Sony. We've seen them for ourselves, and they could put up a serious fight against LG's OLED supremacy. We have listed the top 5 OLED TVs and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. Links to all the products with best prices mentioned in the video are in the description below. You can also find a more detailed analysis and a comparison tool on our website, guidinggear.com. Number 5. Sony Bravia XR A80J. If you want impeccable quality and next-gen capabilities, you'll love the Sony Bravia XR A80J. This 4K OLED is absolutely packed with futuristic technologies: HDR, 120Hz refresh rate, ATSC 3.0 tuner, Google TV streaming, and Sony's own Bravia Core service, Acoustic Surface Audio Plus technology, and the list goes on. Sure, not everyone will need everything, but it's nice to have the option. Just as importantly, it also excels at the basics. Our testing found the contrast is superb, colors are rich and varied, viewing angles are impressive, and it handles upscaling well. Sound is also excellent, and Google TV is a big upgrade to the older Android TV. Against that, the XR A80J requires a little more tweaking in order to look its best. It's fine out of the box, but to really reach its full potential, you'll want to play around with various modes. Even better, with the launch of A80K alongside the rest of Sony's TVs, we should see some great discounts on this excellent all-rounder. Number 4. LG C2. As it stands, we feel the LG C2 OLED is the best OLED TV for the majority of people. While the LG C1 OLED from last year is still a great TV, and the LG G2 and Z2 offer elevated experiences compared to the C2, we wholly believe that the C2 offers the best performance to OLED ratio. Improvements include the new Alpha A9 Gen 5 processor, which is designed to offer better object enhancements and dynamic tone mapping than its predecessor. As well as that, we're getting virtual surround sound, with the TV upscaling stereo content into 7.1.2 channel sound. While we weren't convinced with the claims of virtual surround sound, the audio performance is good for a flat screen TV, and a number of different sound modes means you should be able to find an audio profile that suits your needs. In addition to those improvements, the C2 OLED carries forward the 4 separate HDMI 2.1 ports that it inherited from the C1 OLED, meaning it's the perfect companion for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. However, the LG C2 isn't flawless. In our test, we found that off-axis color saturation does diminish a bit when you move to the left or right of the screen when compared to the new QD OLED models. It's also worth noting that LG doesn't support either the IMAX Enhanced or HDR10+ format. There are of course high-resolution OLED TVs out there right now like the LG Z2 OLED, which offers 8K resolution, and the new upgraded LG G2 OLED that has a slightly higher peak brightness, but for the price, we think this is the absolute best TV. Number 3. Samsung S95B. If you're looking for the best HDR experience for watching movies in the dark, check out the Samsung S95B OLED. Like the other OLEDs in this video, it delivers superb picture quality with deep inky blacks, near perfect black uniformity, and no blooming around bright objects. Its unique QD OLED panel delivers a much wider color gamut than the LG C1 OLED though, and significantly better color volume, so colors are bright and vibrant, and HDR content looks incredibly vivid and lifelike. There are a few downsides to this TV though. It lacks a polarizing filter, so blacks are raised if you're in a bright environment. It also lacks support for Dolby Vision, which is the most popular advanced HDR format currently available. Because of these limitations, it's not quite as versatile as the LG. But it's still a fantastic TV overall, especially if you're mainly planning on watching movies in the dark. Number 2. Sony Bravia XR Master Series A90J. Sony's Bravia XR Master Series A90J offers the first real upgrade in the OLED picture quality in years, and it's one of the best looking OLED TV we have ever used. Thanks to its updated panel design, our 55-inch test model was brighter than any other OLED TVs we've tested, so highlights had more detail and pop than on competing TVs. The A90J also has 2 HDMI 2.1 inputs that support most of the features you need for the newest gaming systems, and it has a new Google TV interface for streaming content. Although OLED TVs always look rich and dynamic thanks to their ability to produce true blacks, the Sony TV's image popped off the screen in comparison with the images on the LG and Vizio models, as even its HDR highlights were visibly brighter and had far more detail. Even though its numbers looked closer to those of the LG C1, in our experience, the Sony A90J was noticeably brighter in HDR highlights, offering more visual impact, and its bright areas had better color saturation. Also, brighter non-HDR content such as sports consistently looks much brighter on the A90J, since it can put out more light in full-field images other than OLED TVs can. It still can't get as bright as the best LCDs, but thanks to its ability to render pure blacks, it provides better contrast ratios. An aluminum sheet on the OLED panel lets the A90J dissipate heat faster. So, despite the higher brightness, the possibility of image retention or burn-in is no higher than any other OLED TVs we've tested. This Sony TV also produces better shadow details than many OLED competitors, so it's free of the shadow crushing or dithering that other models can have. The A90J's design is the best of any OLED we've used. The feet are positioned all the way at the end, so the TV can rest flat on a surface for a clean look, but can also sit in a raised position to make room for a soundbar if necessary. The 83-inch model offers a central position for the feet to make it easier to fit onto a media stand. The audio quality is better than that of other OLED TVs thanks to Sony's acoustic surface technology, which uses the whole screen as a speaker. Number 1. LG G2. If price isn't a concern for you and you simply want the best OLED TV you can buy at any price point, then the LG G2 OLED is the TV for you. The OLED 65 G2 uses its extra brightness to make pretty much every frame of any source you care to mention look even more sublime than it has on any LG OLED before. Although the G2 OLED shares the same gallery design name as its GX and G1 predecessors, it actually looks completely different. Gone is the dark frame and chamfered edges. In is a nifty two-layer effect where a thin black rear slab sits proud and slightly narrower than a chunkier frontier housing the screen that's encased in a very fetching and opulent looking silver metal coat. The quality of the G2 OLED's connection is beyond approach. In particular, all 4 of its HDMI ports are capable of handling the maximum 48GB per second of data supported by the HDMI 2.1 standard. This means that hardcore video gamers could simultaneously attach an Xbox Series X, PS5, and cutting-edge PC graphics rigged to enjoy full-fat 4K at 120Hz, variable refresh rates, and automatic low latency mode switching from all of them. That plus you'll still have one HDMI left for adding a 4K Blu-ray player or streaming box. To anyone familiar with LG's OLED TVs over the years, the impact made by the extra brightness the heatsink unlocks is instantly obvious. We found that the extra brightness gives colors more volume and punch, regardless of whether you're talking about a very vibrant, rich tone or a subtle, mild one. Let us know in the comments which model works for you the best and why. Thank you for watching the video, and that is all for this one. If you find this video helpful in any way, give a huge thumbs up, stay tuned for the upcoming videos by subscribing to our channel. Hope to see you in the next video. Till next time, see you guys later.